It's the Wrestling Caucus. I'm Peter A,
I'm Smiley Ariaga.
and we're both exhausted. It was
Ah,
a very busy Memorial Day weekend full of wrestling shows, and we're going to talk about King and Queen of the Ring from Saudi Arabia, from WWE, and AEW's Double or Nothing. Now, starting with the King and Queen of the Ring, um, instead of just going through all the matches, we don't need to do that. Just we're going to talk about some key points and key things for each of the matches from both shows. I think that's the better way to go about it. So, Liv Morgan beats Becky Lynch for the Women's World Championship in the opener. The match was fine. You know, it was kind of like a Raw main event, and Liv wins by fuckery from Dominic Mysterio. I guess to his plan was to foil Liv Morgan because Liv Morgan took out Rhea Ripley, but then his plan backfired. So I guess, do you think this is probably going to lead to when Rhea comes back, she'll be like a baby face and leave Judgment Day? What do you think?
uh, yeah, no, it's like she'll be like, she'll like come back and be like, oh, I freaking leave for a few months, and this is what you guys do to our group. Like, what the hell is this? What's going on? Like, you even see like some scenes like with Raw, like in the background, so like they do a lot of cool background shots sometimes. Like people like sometimes pick up on like you'll see Dom and Liv walking in the background while an interview is going on. So they've been kind of teasing that. But like with Liv Morgan, I don't know. The more I think about it, as really good as the match with Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley was in Mania, the more I think about it, I think in hindsight, the story that made more sense was Liv and Rhea Ripley because Rhea Ripley took out Liv Morgan, and when she came back, she was like, "I want revenge," but for some reason, she was getting booed because she was clashing with Becky, so it kind of got weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think if you would have kept it just between Liv and Rhea, I think that would have been fine too. I would have been okay with that. I'm not mad at
Yeah.
this direction too, because it kind of helps Liv. I think what WWE, and I give AEW credit for this too, they're just trying to make new people. They're getting new people in front of you, right? Um, and I'm okay with this because I think if Liv is ready, she, in the ring, she's fine, and I would say she's pretty good. She's coming into her personality, and I like that. I see growth, right? Just like her and Tiffany Stratton, seeing a lot of growth and a lot of potential. So I'm excited for this, and I definitely see Rhea going babyface here, which will be great. So yeah, I'm excited to see how this is all going to play out.
She's arguably been a babyface for a while, Rhea Ripley.
Rhea, yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah,
heel heat that she's been attached to really has come from either the Judgment Day or Dom. But really, like Rhea, like when Rhea comes out by herself, like she's fucking babyface. You know what I'm saying?
right, exactly, exactly. It's the same thing with Tony Storm with AEW, but we'll get to that.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, yeah. So the IC title three way, it was um, Chad Gable, Bronson Reed, Sami Zayn. Arguably, probably one of the best matches on the show. It's only five matches, but yeah,
Yeah,
this was really good. I mean, I thought that the athleticism Chad Gable showed was unbelievable. He kind of got a Kurt Angle reaction, right? The crowd was chanting "You suck" when he was coming out. I thought that was really cool.
yeah. He's being called Pert Gable
Oh, okay.
by
Um,
fans. Yeah,
there was one spot in this match that was really great. Bronson Reed went for a moonsault, misses, then Chad Gable hits a moonsault and lands it. I thought that was great. It looked really good, and that double German that he did was unbelievable.
yeah,
Um, and the one thing I really wanted to focus on was the story between Otis and Chad Gable and how he was reluctant to attacking Sami Zayn, and he was hesitating and hesitating and hesitating, and then he accidentally hits Chad Gable, and I thought that was just great storyline and costs him the match too. So that's good storytelling for the weeks and months to come.
I don't correct me if I'm wrong, if this was on TV or on the pay-per-view. There was an instance where Gable, he kicked out, his people. He sent them to the back, but he did it referee style, where like you went like you're out of here, like the visual of
I don't
like
remember that. I don't remember if that was on the
I
show.
think that was
That
on
was good.
TV.
That's good.
Like Chad Gable is freaking fantastic.
It's
I
unbelievable.
think with this feud, well, yeah, he's always been incredible, but the fact that he's actually able, though, I think honestly the only thing he needs right now is a better theme song. Like, no, Gable has always been incredible, and I don't know, like the match of this feud, like long term, I think is either Gable and Sammy again because he freaking German Sammy in front of his wife. Literally, like
Yes.
the visual of him ripping Sami Zayn out of his wife's arms was just unbelievable. One of the best Raw endings I've ever seen in a while. Or Gable and Otis because he's been bullying Otis for a long time. So I don't know. What do you think? Like, what long term, like, what the match of this feud is? Gable and Sammy or Gable and Otis? What do you think?
They'll probably do Gable and Otis. I don't know. There's a lot you could do here. I think you can have Sammy and Gable, and then Chad Gable wins. Then you have Otis challenging him, and you could do that as a match on a pay per view. But long term, I think Gable probably would win in the end. But I'm just glad they're doing something with Gable, and they're doing something with Otis, because remember before COVID, he was one of the hottest guys, and they just kind of cooled that off
Yeah, they
really,
made
really
him a
fast.
joke and then just like put him in the background. It's sad.
Right. Yeah. I'm excited to see where this is gonna go.
You know what would be freaking
Yeah.
amazing? Like, I mean, it would be. Oh, okay, this is kind of a segue, but it isn't. Could you imagine in a future where Jason Jordan got better, was able to wrestle again, and American Alpha returned right now? Because Gable is better than he's always been amazing, but he's better than he's ever been. Management is better than it's ever been. Like, I don't know. I imagine that. Like, I'm like, that would be incredible now.
Yeah. I'd love to see that. People love to see that too.
Like, in their infancy, they were better than most tag teams
Yep.
now. Like,
Absolutely. And that was a time period where WWE was not really high on really focusing on certain tag teams.
nope.
The Usos and the New Day were kind of like an anomaly because they got so hot. You couldn't ignore them. But
No.
let's move on to the Queen of the Ring finals. It was Nia Jax and Lyra Valkyria. And I think like the idea of this match was good. Again, they're trying to get new people in front of us, right? And I think Lyra has a lot of potential. Do I think she should have made it to the finals? I don't know about that.
Nah.
Nia
Just
Jax,
her
I get,
name,
yeah,
like Queen Valkyria, sounds cool,
yeah,
but yeah.
but Nia Jax is like, yeah, like they've been trying to push her for a long time. So they weren't gonna beat her. I mean, they weren't gonna put the title on her because they were focusing on other people. So I guess this is like if you're gonna do something with her, I think this is the way to do it, and gives her tons of heat, and then she's gonna wrestle a Bailey at SummerSlam, and so that'll be a good opponent for, good like monster opponent for Bailey at SummerSlam.
I mean, that's
but
like a good long. That's not the worst long-term story in the world
yeah,
because, like, Naya's first few big opponents, especially all the way back in NXT, were either Asuka or Bailey.
yep,
And like, I will give it to Naya. Her matches, well, granted, because she's working with people who are a lot better than her, but her matches have been getting better, but I still
yeah,
don't really feel it from her from a character perspective. But her work has been getting a little better. Like, I haven't seen her been hurting people at all, really. So, I mean, it's not, yeah, like, I personally would have loved to see Bianca Belair win because one, that would have been a better final, and two, like, just Bianca has been the most consistent people in the division, in the company for years, even before Vince left.
yeah. I
So
would have said have Bianca win this thing, but I get
yeah,
she's already the women's tag champion. tag team champions. So I guess they're gonna do something with that, which is good, which is kind of what we've been wanting, because you're gonna have a women's tag titles, you got to do something with it. So that's fine. And with Nia Jax, yeah, I agree with you. I think Nia Jax has definitely been improving. One of her big flaws that she doesn't really know her own strength, right? So sometimes people get hurt when they work with her, but with her, and they did it here, have the baby face shine a little bit, and then you cut them off. You do big power moves, and then call it a day. That's it.
Yeah,
Um,
it's quick and
but
painless.
right. I don't like the spot where they try to have like the baby face who's really smaller than her try to power bomb her. No, the only people that should be doing that are people like Jade and Bianca, because they are legitimately super strong, right?
Yeah,
So no more powerbomb spots against the ropes. No more of those. Like no one buys it, no one believes it. But anyway, they tried to do that here, but not so much. But I'm okay with Nia Jax winning. But yeah, I just hope that against Bailey, because she's got to like kind of prove her naysayers wrong, so to speak. And this is her chance to do that. But
I
again,
wouldn't
just
cut
like
off.
her, yeah, go ahead.
No, yeah, I kind of cut you off first, so you finish.
Just like a lot of other people on the roster that we were talking about, like Liv Morgan, a lot of growth. And I'd say that Nia Jax has been improving. So great, no real complaints here. Would have preferred another, the people in the finals, but it's fine. It's okay.
Like, it wasn't as explosive or as like interesting as the King of the Ring ending, but like, yeah. And plus, like, I hope they don't cut off Bailey's babyface run too quickly, because it's been good. Like, she literally just gave freaking Chelsea Green one of the best matches I've seen her do in a long time, like on TV. So no, but yeah, Bailey's been doing good, but like long term, yeah, beyond like now. If years ago, if you told me that the match would be Bailey and I'd be like, but now it's like, okay, that's fine now. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. All right. Gunther, Randy Orton, King of the Ring finals. Gunther winning. We've talked about this. This is the right move. He should be King of the Ring. Longest IC champion and NXT UK, all that stuff. This is the right move for him, and he's gonna face Damian Priest SummerSlam for the world title, which is great. This is the perfect next step for someone like Gunther.
Well, I didn't know
Um,
that. I didn't know he was facing Priest for the world
yep.
title finally.
Yeah, that's another thing. I think the Queen of and King of the Ring winners, you're not just getting a crown, you're getting something for that, which is, I think it's great. Um, so the Randy Orton match I thought was very good. It started off slow, which is fine. It had a good crescendo and build up, and then they started beating the shit out of each other. And my only problem was the finish, because Randy Orton hits the RKO, right? Goes for the cover. Gunther, he rolls him up, but we see it clear as day. Randy Orton's shoulder is up, clear as day. And then the announcers kind of pointed out in a subtle way, saying, I want to see another angle there. But like, the thing is, you can see it. You have you have monitors in front of you, and the audience can see it. So
I
it's
think Hunter directly addressed that after the show. If this was still the Vince era, they would have just ignored it and breezed by it. Hunter was interviewed after the show. I saw him immediately address that. So I think they might be setting up a rematch.
for the King of the Ring finals.
I believe so. I think, but Hunter, I know that Hunter directly addressed that. He didn't just ignore it, because God and everybody saw that.
Right,
Like, he wasn't
exactly.
going to spoil like a good main event like that. So I think he directly addressed that. So I think something might be done about it. But like, and it gives Gunther some good heat, but at the same time, yeah, because like they never, like, you remember what happened with Ronda losing to
Yes.
Becky? They never one Ronda didn't give a shit. Two, that was petering out. But they never, Vince never cared enough to address it. Now I appreciate the fact that Hunter addressed it, so they're not just forgetting about that. But yeah, that bothered me too, because it's like, fuck, man, what a great main event, But like, I'm glad they're addressing that.
Yeah. So I mean, Gunther. I mean, it's kind of crazy when you think of how great Gunther Walter is. he can work and has worked with pretty much everybody. And no matter what the style is, him and Randy, I don't think they ever wrestled ever. And it was like they wrestled each other for years.
I mean,
They worked so
Jesus,
well
look at
together.
Randy's run during this tournament. You saw the match he had with AJ on SmackDown?
Yeah, it was incredible.
I watched that multiple times over because like they were just doing little things that I've never seen before. Like it wasn't even like move, 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 move. Literally the whole match was work. I know we're gonna be talking about Gunther and Orton, but just Orton and AJ, like they worked the match slowly on Randy's knee. And like there was a spot where Randy was lying down, like towards the ropes, and AJ was about to go for like a springboard move. And while AJ's on the top of the springboard, Randy uses his better leg to kick the rope and trip him. It looked incredible both close up and they replayed it and it looked even better. Like it was like, what the fuck? Like it's just like simple little things they're doing that are spectacular. And with Gunther and Orton, it was the same thing. Gunther
Yeah.
was just like finding new ways to like trying to break him, and Randy just he kept trying to RKO him.
Yeah, Randy's really great at like listening to the crowd.
Yes.
And this guy is you could tell he's been wrestling for 20 years. He knows people want to see the big RKO spot, and the RKO gets a huge reaction every time. Teasing the RKO is the way to go. It's amazing. It works. It's perfect.
And Gunther's
And
just one of the best in the
oh,
world. So
come
him
on.
working with Randy, it's like it's the same thing with AJ working Randy. Like there's no way this can be bad. Like right? Like
Right.
there's just no way, especially under good management.
You know
Like
that spot? There was one spot that I thought was awesome. It's so simple. Gunther tries to climb the top rope and he kind of slips a little bit. But then he slips and then he hits a perfect splash. It's
like
perfect.
it looked beautiful. Like he
It was
fell on him, but
perfect.
in a good way.
I was like, and I give a lot of credit to the announcers. Corey Graves was like, this guy's a freak. It's true. He's a freak in nature. It's scary how great he is.
But
The
the thing
little
is,
things.
even with two splashes in quick succession, Gunther's another person who's good at listening to the crowd. We've seen this live in person. I
Yep.
always talk about this match. The match he had with Pete Dunne. I will never forget it. We were watching it. In front of us were two women who were with their friends. This is like their first wrestling show. And then they see Big Walter and little Pete Dunne. They're like, whatever. But as the match goes on, I witnessed these two fans be like, holy shit, wait, I see what they're doing. This is insane. This is incredible. By the end of the match, everyone in the arena, it was like the main event. And Gunther, like, he knows how to listen to the crowd. Like, even with two quick splashes in quick succession, the guy found a way to make every moment last and sell every moment. Like, oh my God. Like, yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, great match, stupid finish, but hopefully they they make good on that.
Hey, look, if it leads to a rematch, I have no fucking issues with that, like at all. I want to
Yeah.
see and like I don't know. I know I'm thinking ahead here, but like Gunther, if Gunther wins the world title, like think about how many matches that opens up. Like him and Punk when he gets better, him and Seth when he gets better, him and fucking Priest again, him and Cody. What? Wait, what if him and Cody unify championships? Because like
That's not gonna happen,
basketball,
but the
no,
rosters
no, like
rosters are too big for to have
yeah,
one champion. Yeah.
no, but I can't help but imagine that because like that unforgettable unforgettable moment with Gunther and Cody when Cody first won the Rumble, like I'm like these two are gonna have an epic feud one day, you
Yeah.
know.
Speaking of Cody, the main event, Cody, Logan Paul, undisputed world title. This overachieved. This was very good. Um, for a lot of reasons, I thought, because okay, Cody and Logan, they both have an amateur wrestling background, and they did some good mat wrestling stuff, some good exchanging of holds and stuff like that, and submissions. I thought was great, and I thought Logan did a great job of selling, especially the figure four leg lock spot. And yeah, they have some hoopla. There was some hoopla, but I thought it was fine because Logan, he's a prick, he's an asshole playing up the heel thing, and Cody's a babyface, and I thought they worked the brass knuckle stuff very well. Um, I was like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? Is Logan gonna win? Like they did a lot of good, believable false finishes too, towards the end
Yeah.
of the match. I liked Logan Paul's interaction with Michael Cole and Corey Graves getting involved, and I think Logan Paul is coming into himself as a heel. He understands that. And Cody's just come on. There's nothing really to. He's great. He can work with anyone.
It,
It was amazing. What did you think?
it's kind of no, I mean, Cody's awesome, and Logan working with someone like Cody. Yeah, the match was good. You, as much as I trash on Logan Paul, because like with it's not like MJF where it's like, I can have fun hating MJF because I know for a fact that MJF isn't really a dick. It's hard to have fun hating Logan Paul because it's like I know this guy's actually a dick. But not, like no, like the match was very good. And like I kind of and well, Cody didn't no sell any burning hammers in this match. So yeah, no, like no, it was fine. I part of me would have liked it if they committed to the title for title thing. You know
No,
what I mean?
I actually don't because Cody is a superstar, and WWE's MO is to make new stars. If you have one guy with two belts, I don't like that because they made that mistake with Becky Lynch. You can't put all your eggs in one basket. You can't do that.
Well, they
You need
never committed because they never fused the belts together with her. Did they?
no. They split them up again.
Yeah, they never. Yeah, they didn't commit to that.
It
Like
was
I don't
stupid.
know.
They wanted the t-shirt. They wanted the branding, the Becky two belts thing. Okay, AEW time, double or nothing.
Uh,
Now, this show I thought was better than last year's. It was.
what
Last year's
happened last
show,
year again? You have to remind me.
exactly. 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 The one thing I remember from last year was the Anarchy in the Arena, which was pretty great. Um, but other than that, like it wasn't a great show. I think the Double or Nothing last year was one of the worst AEW shows. But this year, it was better. But still, again, it's the same thing we've been talking about with AEW shows the last couple of years. Well, actually, since they've started, this show had 10 matches. It was 4.5 hours long. It was way too much. The difference is AEW has always been doing 4.5 hour shows. But the thing is, they were quarterly. They used to be quarterly, and they had one show and then Rampage. That was it. You had matches here that on any other show, on a Dynamite or a Collision, would have been fine. John Moxley versus Tenosuke Takeshita, a main event of Collision, perfect. Or a main event on Rampage, fine. Or the trios match, the Bullet Club Gold versus the Death Triangle. If that was the main event of Rampage, I probably would have DVR'd it or watched it live. You have 3 shows. Why do your pay-per-views that are now monthly need to go more than 4 hours? Why?
Because overcompensation is a motherfucker. They're overcompensating for for many things probably, but Jesus Christ, they're doing the same thing. They used to criticize WWE about this with doing too many pay-per-views. You only need 4 pay-per-views here. Now they're doing the same shit. It's like, why? Do you need a 5 hour pay-per-view every fucking month for $50? Sweet Jesus. I thanked Christ when I came home and I saw Dad watching the show. Like, oh God, I don't have to shell out $50. Shit. But like, I don't know. I don't know. Do you think this show is worth $50?
I honestly, I did. I liked it. I thought there was a lot to talk about. There was a handful of stuff that made me feel okay. I have to see what's going to happen on Wednesday or Saturday or whatever. My problem is it was a cake that had too much frosting on it.
Yes.
There was too much. There was too much. There
Not
was
enough cake.
Yeah, there was a lot of frosting with fireworks, but not enough actual cake. Like,
Yo, that's
why?
a perfect analogy. Because like
Yeah,
eating that shit would be a mess.
exactly. And that's what the show
Like,
was. But it
God.
wasn't bad. There was some good stuff. So
Like,
let's dive in. Okay, go ahead.
but like, we'll dive into because like even the good stuff is just like well, I guess do you want to just jump in yeah, you start because I have some thoughts about Max coming back, and it has nothing to do with Max. I love the guy, and I'm happy.
Okay. Yes, I want to talk about Max's return. And before you share your thoughts, I thought this was phenomenal. Right? You're coming off Will Ospreay, Roderick Strong, which was great. But on any other show, if this was the main event of Dynamite or Collision, phenomenal. We could talk about it all day. Then you had Adam Cole come out, which was it's kind of strange because
Yeah,
he after Roderick and Will Ospreay leave, and then Adam Cole comes out. It's like, where were you during when everything went down? You come out of nowhere, so that can cause the. I'll give him this. I'm gonna
they
give
don't
Tony.
know. They don't know.
You can use that as dissension of Adam Cole probably breaking away, but who know? I don't know. Maybe it was just random. Okay, Adam Cole comes out. He's being Adam Cole. He's great. Adam Cole's awesome.
Does he
You
have
know,
his whole theme song back?
yeah.
Oh, good.
So he came out getting heat, brings up the devil stuff and everything. Everybody hated it. It was stupid, but he cuts a really great promo and all this other stuff. All the stuff had been through over years, and you guys don't care and all that stuff. Then Max comes out, kicks him in the nuts, cuts a crazy promo. He's like, I'm never going anywhere. He likes AEW.
It was reminiscent of the Wolf of Wall Street. Like, I'm not fucking leaving. Like, have you ever seen that scene?
I haven't seen it, but yeah, Max was just being Max. He was like, no more kangaroo kick, no more haha, no more bullshit. I'm here. No more trusting people. I trusted Adam Cole and he betrayed that trust. He was fantastic. This makes me want to see Dynamite Wednesday, and we needed MJF. He was definitely missed, and I'm glad he's back. What'd you think of all this?
Yeah, they needed MJF. Well, but here's the thing. Like, I'm happy he's healthy. I'm happy he's back, and I'm willing to trust Max on the promise of no more bullshit. But to me, I truly feel like Max has done everything there is to do in AEW in the sense that, like, I feel like he's kind of, and this isn't as like I kind of feel he's won the world title. He's made evented with Samoa Joe twice. He's done. I I would have liked to see him go to WWE, even though like I know a lot of people saying, well, he wouldn't stand out, but I still think he would. But more importantly, I can imagine more things that he can do there that I never seen him do. Like the only person in AEW right now that I can see him wrestling and be excited for Osprey, Strickland, and Omega. But Omega is sick, so I mean, I
But that's like 2-3 years worth of storytelling right there.
well, I mean, in a company with better management, sure, but here it's like I don't know, like and on paper, yeah, I would love to see him and Adam again, but I don't know. The last time I saw them wrestle, I hated how they did it. So look, listen, like Max is obviously still one of the best. It's no one here in AW can touch him. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Like part of me is like, damn. I hope down the line especially now with WWE with their better management, I hope he goes there. And like, I hate this idea that like if you wanted if you wanted to see Max in WWE, then it's like fanboyish. I'm like, fuck that stupid shit.
No, it's not a you're not completely wrong. I think that's a fair assessment. But I think long term, do I see in like the end of the 2020s, I see MJF in WWE main eventing WrestleMania, right? But I think right now, what WWE and AEW has, both of them have major stars, right? And both of and the fact that they have both promotions has major players, current and future stars. What's going to happen now? The price for wrestlers going from each promotion is going to be crazy high. Wrestlers have a lot of leverage. So if you have one promotion that's has all the stars, it's like, we need multiple entities that are viable in order for the wrestling business to be healthy, right? But I
I
will
agree
say
with you.
this.
I do.
Yeah, but I will say this. MJF has done in a short amount of time, he's done everything you can possibly need to do in AEW. However, there's still stuff for him to do in AEW, which is good. But I do think like WWE right now is so busy making stars, making new stars. MJF is more established than a good amount of people in WWE, right? So if he goes there, it's like I don't know. I feel like he needs to stay in AEW for a little while and do a little bit more. Like in a couple of years, when the dust kind of settles in WWE, when there's not that much going on and more people are established, then you can fit him in WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, all that stuff, and then maybe somebody from AEW from WWE can go over there. Maybe Tiffany Stratton gets really hot and then she comes to AEW and wrestles Tony Storm or something like that. So it's good to have a promotion that has a lot of aces.
And I agree with you, but the thing is like it's not the talent I don't believe in. It's the management. It's like because
Yeah.
you can sign, and I hope anyone who has a billionaire dad's wallet is hearing this. You can sign all the top tier talent that you want. But what are you gonna do with them? And how are you gonna fucking book them? How are you gonna manage them? Because like, I don't know. It's like, I just kind of feel like Max has outgrown AEW. That's just how I feel.
Okay.
And it's not like, oh, I don't want AEW to die. I love the fact that there's places where everybody can go. I like that. But it's just like, what are you gonna do with them? You know what I'm saying? Like, what can you do with Max? What can they do with Max now that Max hasn't done already there? You know what I'm saying?
And they need someone like him because
Hey,
now
oh hell yeah, they need Max. You kidding me?
look, it's 2024, right? Their TV deal with Warner expires this year, so they're in the process of renegotiating things, right? And sports and streaming is growing, right? Like all the major sports entities are having some sort of streaming deal, right? Yankee games are on Amazon Prime. You got NFL broadcasting their games on Peacock, etc. So that area is growing, right? And AEW is going to be a part of that because they have a deal with the Zone now, which is great. So this is the deal where you need to make more stars. AEW more so than WWE. So having a Max there can help, right? So hopefully they don't fuck it up. We'll
And
see.
also
I'm gonna
having a
give them
person
them
there
if
who has,
yeah.
having a person there also who has experience in putting wrestling storylines together. I think they need that too before they sign any more wrestlers.
And
That's
you
just
know
what
what's
I.
funny? They have all those guys. They got a Jerry Lynn, they got a D Malenko. So yeah, put all those heads together.
I hope they
Christopher
listen to them.
Daniels. Yeah, right.
I hope they listen to
Moving
them.
on to one of my favorite matches on the whole show. Tony Storm, Serena Deeb, AEW Women's Title. Now, this match was phenomenal. There's no secret. A lot of great wrestling, a lot of great exchanging of holds here. This was just a great wrestling match. The one thing I want to talk about here is Tony Storm's babyface reaction, right? Poor Serena Deeb, who works her ass off. She's outstanding, but the crowd was not into her. They were into Tony Storm, right? So, and you know what's really funny? I think AEW is noticing this because Tony Storm is kind of working like a babyface. You remember when Mariah May wanted to throw in the towel and Luther held back, and so did Tony Storm. And the crowd loved it. The crowd loved it. They were
Yeah,
totally into Tony Storm winning. So, what did you think about this?
Tony Storm's matches, and I can say this now because it's been like 4 or 5 pay-per-views in a row, more maybe. She as silly as sometimes I think they make her gimmick a little heavy-handed with the silliness. Tony Storm is she's one of the only people on the card whose matches do not insult my intelligence. They look like wrestling matches. Not just the fact that she actually finishes her matches with a pile driver, but also it's just every little thing she sells. She like it makes it look like I'm trying to win, not like no, I'm trying to do more moves than you. I'm trying to beat you. I'm the best wrestler in this company because I fucking win. I don't give a damn how many moves you have, Deeb. I don't care. I do think Tony Storm should have squashed that girl she was wrestling leading up to this. But like in terms of Tony Storm's pay-per-view matches in general, like and her match in general, I don't know. She to me, she's one of the best wrestlers and one of the best workers in the company because all of her matches look like contests.
Yeah. And her character is outstanding. She's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
fully developed this persona that's very believable.
She
Um,
feels it. She believes it.
right.
She makes you feel it.
Yeah, like what you said about, the moves thing, right? Serena Deeb, she has the like 1,000 holds like Dean Malenko, right? And
I
Tony
wasn't
Storm
even
is
criticizing her, but I know what you mean.
right, exactly. And what about this finish? The power driver from the top rope? Oh my God.
And they didn't kick out. And it was great. When she got pile drive, she didn't get right back up.
No, Serena Deeb was dead.
Yo, we'll get it, but like, I can't even put this on one person anymore. Up and down this freaking card, not this match. Do wrestlers all suddenly here just have titanium necks? Because like
Like they do.
all night, all night, I've been seeing motherfuckers take moves on their head and take moves on their neck, and I'm like, they get like, yo, Steve Austin, literally a pile driver altered his career. That altered his career, and some of these motherfuckers can't even sell their neck, but Deeb did. Hell, Sasha Banks, Monet did. Monet took this crazy German suplex from Willow that kind of scared me. We'll get into that, but the selling in that match was really good.
Yeah.
I
And
don't
so
know.
I think AEW needs to go crazy hard with Tony Storm as a babyface, because imagine they do a rematch and Serena Deeb just goes crazy heel, says fuck everybody, and you have Tony, like, crowd starts booing her, and you got Tony Storm gets a huge cheer. I think it would have been a much better crowd dynamic. But anyway, overall, this was just a great. Go out of your way to see this. This match alone was worth the price of admission.
I
All right.
agree with you
Yeah.
because Tony Storm's whole deal is that she's like Marilyn Monroe.
I love it.
Marilyn
Yeah.
Monroe was a huge baby face. No one hated her.
Right.
So yeah, go into that.
Mercedes and Willow for the TBS title. Again, this was really good. And I want your thoughts on a couple things, right? So Mercedes wins, by Hoopla, because Willow's friends
And a shitty move.
distracted. Yeah, distracted her, and then Mercedes hit her move that looked wacky. And then Willow's friends, Stokely Carmichael and Chris Statlander, betray her. So what did you think about all of this? Starting with Mercedes as champion.
Uh, you know what was more interesting than Mercedes as champion? Freaking Stokely Hathaway, and this is before Chris Statlander actually turned heel. Are you okay?
No, it's fine. It was just raining.
Yeah.
I was looking at the window.
Oh yeah. Like Stokely Hathaway and Chris Statlander got better heel heat for what they did than Sasha Banks did for winning the belt over the top eight. I am more excited for Statlander and Willow than I am for anything Monet is going to do going forward with that belt. I almost forgot she won the title as soon as I saw, oh, so they're doing Statlander and Willow. Because Willow, here's the thing. Monet did fine here. She did fine here. But the thing is, she's been like that for years. Willow, in such a short amount of time, has improved so much. And Statlander too. I am way more excited for those two without the championship than I am for anything Monet is going to do with the title going forward.
I agree with you. You know why? Because at World's End, one of my favorite matches of that whole night was Willow and Chris Statlander, the two Long Island ladies. They were tremendous. They worked very well together. To me, one of the aces in the women's division in AEW is Willow Nightingale, as one of the top stars. The fact that you got Mercedes is great, and you built Toni Storm. You made her into a superstar, not just another good wrestler. Mercedes, I mean, Willow needs to be in that caliber, in that category. She needs to be treated like a star, and they need to get her in a position to reclaim a title, either the TBS title or the women's world title, because she's getting reactions that a lot of men aren't even getting. So they got to go
Yeah.
all in with her. No pun
Dude, she
intended.
got a bigger reaction in Swerve. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, to be fair, when when Swerve and Christian were going on, it was like almost midnight.
I mean, yeah, no, that is true, but no, but Jesus Christ, like, and like, I remember for a while, Willow got a lot of heat, got some heat for because people thought that she injured Monet. I rewatched that footage. Monet hurt herself.
Whoever thinks that is a mark.
A mark.
It's
A mark.
storyline. She hurt herself because she hurt herself.
So that kind of
It's
makes Monet look
storyline.
like a big idiot. Because like, say, like, you injured me. Like, and Willow's like, no, I didn't. You suck.
Well,
I'm better
that's
than
fine.
you.
Yeah, right. That's fine. That's good. That's just wrestling. But like, if
Yeah.
any fans really think that, you're a mark. You're a big mark.
Listen, look. Even when Monet, God bless her soul, even when she was in WWE, man, I seen her do. You remember how she used to ragdoll when she bumps? I've seen her hurt herself more than I see most people hurt her. So it's like,
No.
I don't know, but all I know is, yeah, if they don't fuck up this thing with Willow and Statlander,
Yeah.
that feud can be one of the best feuds in AEW right now.
Yeah. I think there's money in Willow and Chase mode.
Yeah, no, but even before she gets into the title running, look, she has to be in the world title running. She's that good, but this feud right now with Statlander doesn't even need a title.
Oh no. Yeah.
I just hope they don't fuck it up. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, moving on to a match that also had a lot of wackiness, but some of the wackiness was kind of warranted, right? This is the Anarchy in the Arena match. This is the Elite versus Bryan Danielson, FTR, and Darby Allin, right? So the whole thing here is that the Elite is out of control, and you have people that are trying to save AEW, right? So the company has Anarchy, so you got some people that are defenders of AEW that's trying to control the anarchy with chaos, right? Fine. But then they took it to another. Why do you need do you need a car crash and a freaking flamethrower to get your point across? It was way too extra. But I will say this, right? This was not boring. It was entertaining, but it was kind of hard to really care about this, really, because it was too extra. Because you have a card full of wrestling matches that ended in a clean pinfall, and you just have a guy who gets lit on fire, and it doesn't stop there. He ends up winning. The guy gets set on fire. Jungle Boy ends up winning. I'm sorry. I couldn't believe it. It was phony. It's stupid bullshit. I'm sorry.
Look, no, don't be sorry.
I'm not.
You
No,
know,
I'm not. I'm not like sorry for having this opinion. I'm just like, I'm sorry. Like, it's stupid.
look,
It's stupid.
I don't want to go down the rabbit hole again, but like this man, Tony Khan, he fired a man. He fired a man for saying, "Hey, you're a shitty boss. You suck," and he felt afraid for his life. He didn't fear for his fucking life when Darby Allin, a guy who had a flamethrower in front of him.
In front of thousands of people in a public place.
You didn't feel like Jesus Christ. I mean, if we're gonna play into this bullshit, he got pile drived on national television and had a neck brace on, which he sold in a shitty way. You weren't afraid for your fucking life then? Fuck you.
Yeah,
Fuck
I'm
you.
afraid for my life. Let me send Darby Allin with a blowtorch.
Listen, this is exactly why I wanted MJF to go to WWE, because MJF is fucking incredible, but these are the people running the company. This guy.
It's too much.
Fuck.
It's too. You could have told this story. Listen, this looks like it's gonna lead to War Games, right? Fine. That's all good and well, but you didn't need the blowtorch. You didn't need the car crash. This is shit out of WCW and TNA during their death periods.
What the hell are they gonna do in war games? Bring guns? They brought a
Exactly.
flamethrower to the ring. What are
Right.
you gonna do? Like, oh, we have to settle this in a wrestling ring. What the fuck? Come on. God.
Here's one thing that I really liked too. I thought was hilarious.
This whole night was
Bryan
hilarious.
Danielson came out to Final Countdown, right? And then Matt Jackson picks up the microphone and says, "Turn this music off. This is gonna cost me $250,000. We're on a budget here." That was funny as hell.
You're on
That was
you're on a
that was
budget and you're wasting money on a
you
flamethrower.
had a flamethrower.
You,
And a school bus.
uh,
Oh, like
he could.
the, yeah. The car crash value alone, it was phenomenal, but this is detrimental long term. You can't be doing this. This is too much. It's too over the top. It's too over the top. Imagine explaining this to a normal person. Imagine
Listen,
explaining this to like. So the pay per view ended where a guy who got lit on fire by a blowtorch, he's fine. They put the fire out, and he pins a guy and wins, and no
oh my
belts are on the
God.
line. He lit a guy on fire. He got lit on fire and won.
And now he's gonna light himself on fire.
I couldn't believe this. And in a whole card, there's a whole card of people winning titles with pinfalls. Then you have the blowtorch match. I'm sorry. It's too
Hey,
how
you know what? Maybe this is reaching. Hey, maybe they're showing their sign of solidarity for all the protesters at those college campuses for Palestine. We're gonna light this guy on fire on pay-per-view.
I couldn't believe it.
Jesus.
You know what? I like this show. You you take there was 10 matches. 5 of these matches were like pretty damn great. But then it's like the other stuff is just like it didn't need to be on this show. You have 3 TV shows weekly that you could have put some of this stuff on to get people to watch those goddamn shows in a year where you're renegotiating your TV deal.
And plus, and like other than Danielson and FTR, I hated everybody in this fucking match. You know that.
Yeah.
I like everyone else in this match. I just like I fuck this. And like I remember I was watching this with Dad last night, and he was like, "Oh, where's Claudio?" I'm like, Claudio probably wanted to be far away from this shit.
Yeah, it's
I'm
the
like,
guy with a blowtorch.
he's like, listen, I'm a fucking professional, okay? I'm not gonna fucking work with a guy with a flamethrower.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Yeah. All
And
right, we're gonna wrap
Danielson,
this up.
yeah, and Danielson's a team player, so he was like, "Fuck it, you know,
Poor
might as well
guy.
help him out." Right?
All right. It's the Wrestling Caucus. I'm Peter A.
I'm fucked up. I'm Smiley Ariaga.
You can listen to the Wrestling Caucus wherever you get your podcasts, and you can follow us on the socials. Links are in the description. All right. Later days.